Hi, this is Mauvu doing your feedback. If you have any questions, ping me in your thread. Okay. Is this the run? Pretty bad buried treasure. If this is the run, I'd recommend keeping a little bit of wall resetting in your videos if you're going to submit them for feedback at least. I'm just going to rewind a little bit. Okay, so when we're punching this log, you've like aligned your crosshair so that you're going to start punching the next one, right? So you can do that, but if you stand a little bit further away, you can double F5 to look behind you, or like in this case, you can walk around and look. So it's like while you're mining this log, you're looking over here, but you could have been looking the other way as well to look for like kelp or something, right? I mean, you just leave a log there. It's not really much to backseat apart from like pick it up, I guess. I mean, you have enough gold for a gold pickaxe. So 33 planks, I guess, is fine. You could probably get a little bit, like one more tree. Kind of, just like run this preference though. Um, a little like fast drain thing here. You place one on the bottom here, like where this falls, and then one up top. It's gonna land like on top of this block, and then the water's gonna drain faster. That's just so, say if you had got flint and steel from the initial gravel you mined, it would drain faster. And when you've got those two gravel blocks in place, you'd break the bottom one, let the top one like turn into a falling entity, and then light the portal. It's just like a optimized way of draining Bacillus, because I think you can't always pick up your door, because the fastest way to drain portals like this would be to place your like a gravel here and put a door on top of it, because then you just break the block, and then like, because having a 1x1 area where the water's funneling down, right, it drains in like, I think it's 3 ticks or something, or like 3 times the water base, something like that. I don't know what the timing for it is, but that'd be the fastest. um but yeah, the door doesn't always drop into the portal frame. Sometimes it will drop into the lava next to it and then burn. So you can't rely on doing that every time. It's nice to have a free hotbar slot to be able to pick up that door if it doesn't burn. So then you can do the fast drain. Otherwise, the standard one is to place a gravel here, a gravel up the top, so that it drains the water pretty fast still. And then you would mine the bottom gravel, and then light. All of this isn't relevant on this run because you don't actually have the flint and steel here. But that's how you would do it. Yeah, and when you don't have flint and steel, you would still do the same like 2 gravel thing, but you just mine the top one and then the bottom one. Right, so you don't have to wait for the second one to fall down before you can start breaking it. I when you're going through the bucketless enter, just break the block that like is stopping you going up. Because if you home portal, you'd want to have that block like free mined so you can get out faster, right? It's like a micro time save. I'd use thin macro to E-ray. Like if you use the correct resolution, which I didn't. Did we even use thin macro? I'll check later. But using thin macro on 280 by 1040 resolution is I think optimal, if I remember correctly from the Mauvu video. If you want to know why, just ask me and I'll send you the Mauvu video about it. But yeah, it's good for that resolution. Is good for finding the BT. It's good for E-ray. Like, and the reason I'm saying you use it for E-ray is so you don't have to use the unreliable like cursor spawn location stuff to change your settings. Like, the less you're relying on that, the less chance you'll have of like failing a settings change and accidentally unpausing and then it's fully timed or something. And not in ranked, it's like you just skip the whole settings change, which is always timed, so it doesn't really make sense not to use a macro to E-ray. I'm surprised they passed over that. One thing you do want to do here is right around. So these center parts of housing, they always have this like little 2x3 blackstone thing that's like pointing towards where the four sides, right? And there's always one that's going to be pointing towards the double chest. Around that section, you want to punch a piglin while it's there, because it gives you the best, like, it's the best location to aggro the nearby pigs, right? It's a little bit difficult to do it consistently on wet housing, but on dry housing like this, it's really easy. You just turn around, wait for a guy to get into that area, and punch him, and then you can just continue with your route. So, something to consider. I'm pretty sure this was it was a really close bastion. Instead of going for this hole, I mean, you can go for a fast hole here, but the reason you really want to go for fast hole here is so you can do a like lava housing proof hole, so that if the lava comes down after you've made your trading hole, you can block it off easily. And there's no easy way to do that on this safe hole setup, right? It would be difficult for me to like show how you adjust the fast hole setup to prevent you getting like screwed by lava housing. I'll just record something and send it in your thread to demonstrate. It's only like, it's very simple really. It's just you place 2 extra blocks. I mean, we had you got the right muscle memory to open your pie chart to pyro, and you're like, don't need to pyrate, know where the fortress is. You shouldn't just close the pie chart, you should switch back to preemptive pie chart there, because the next point you'll need your pie chart is either to find the spawner in the fortress or to find the silverfish spawner with a preemptive navigation. So you can just start changing it now. So looting this chest it's kind of not on most housing manhunt routes. You want to loot this now, right? Because you're gonna probably be leaving out the top, but here you're going back out this way to leave the bastion. So going over here to loot it, to then come back to pick up trades and do inventory sorting, to then go back is kind of like you're running more than you have to. So it doesn't feel good. Like maybe you want to get string sooner to recraft a blaze bed sooner or something. Uh, but yeah, you already had enough string and iron to make an iron axe, bed, bow. Like you have all your precrafts available already. Four obsidian. Not even close. These trades suck. I mean, it's not that bad actually. It's literally just the obsidian. You're getting nothing. Oh, we've got more open terrain than I realized, I guess. I thought it was like just that bit we entered, it looked pretty closed off. I guess it looks more open. Um, but yeah, where were we? A little bit further than this. Yeah, going up here. I'm definitely going out that little, uh, this little area here to Pearl Hang towards the fortress. And yeah, I should say, given that the bastion is more open, I disregard the stuff I said about the getting that chest too early, because clearly you can leave a different way, and that doesn't overlap the travel time to that chest. I don't think we checked to see if all of this was open though, which is why I wanted to pearl hang as soon as possible. Because you don't want to like go up to top only to find that it's like pretty closed off, and then you've got to make an awkward pearl hang. These are some terrible chests. Jesus Christ. You have to go for a Manchi chest, right? I think that's what they call it in ranked. Oh, nah, this is just really slow. Like, you have 4 obsidian, right? So chances that you even get enough is not that great. I just try and find an extra chest in the bottom area. If you want, I can send you uh like some resources that help you find those chests easily. There's like some light level tech you can do. There's also like just like black stain patterns you can look for on the structures in bottom housing. Do we actually get enough from this? 8. Yeah, so we just play home portal. I mean, it's really obvious to play home portal on this anyway. I mean, that was just like an unnecessary pearl. So sure your cursor's lined up, but I mean it's obvious from this. Pearls don't aren't like 100% consistent in where they go. Like they have like a flare is the term for it, is where like there's a small area around your cursor where the, or around where you're looking, where the pearl velocity is actually going to start, and then it's going to go in a, it's almost always going to go where you expect it, but yeah. Yeah, so like for reference, this pearl, you could either pearl like around here and you're like a little bit further away from the spawner, so it's going to be like triggered sooner, but it's going to be hard to get the blaze bed off before the second cycle, right? Or you can go over here and then still get that blaze bed off faster, but you're like not starting the blaze spawner as soon. So like it's like if you want to high roll getting the bed off without disrupting the second cycle, you can pearl straight at the spawner. If not, like it to be honest, it doesn't really matter. Like on average, like, but yeah, there's lots of micro things when deciding where to pearl. It's too much to go into in a video. Yeah, so if we're pearl hanging like this, you really should be playing um, spawnerless, because this like mining out the back to like set up your pearl hang. If you blazebird, you're just gonna have a free shot to the nether portal. So okay, yeah, I'm not sure I would have. Okay, I didn't see the spawner. Yeah, this is all correct then, in my opinion. Okay, so in between when you've got a lot of rods, especially on home portal, like, or well, not even especially on home portal, on like every time when you have your rods, you want to craft them in between your axes just to overlap, not having to craft them later, right? Because you can overlap food eats with the portal animation, like animation skip. Yeah, you can see how pre-mining that gravel is like just a lot faster to get out. Yeah, like had we pre-crafted those eyes, we would have been able to like make wool, nether brick, and glowstone there, clear out inventory or something. Um, you don't need to leave the bubble stream to like bow. I'll show you a like 10-second clip of how I do this, like of measuring home portal. Because now you're like your, I think the right word would be your lateral position is further away from the portal, and it's also just it's faster to use the bubble stream the whole way up to the ocean surface. So that was pretty good. Yeah, don't eat that. Like it's not gonna help you get high enough to hunger reset. So like, unless we're just not hunger resetting, but I think I didn't check the. I remember checking how many explosives we had when we left from the initial map starters, but not after the extra ones. So maybe I'm not too sure what our explosive situation is. Oh wait, yeah, I just saw craft 9 wool. Yeah, yeah. Back to what I was saying. Eating that raw cod, it doesn't mean you're able to zero any more than you were before. So like, don't bother with it. Um, Playing on smooth lighting off, you see this. So when you see the light like this on the spiral staircase, it's a sign that the portal room can be down there. There's other like variations of like torches you can get, which also look like this. But you got the spike this way. You know that's the correct light pattern for the portal room. So when you get to the portal room in a situation like this, like you want to hunger reset before entering, first thing to do is to just start using the pearls at every possible opportunity. So like what you could do here is you could pearl down, so like pearl down the stairs, or you could fall down to take full damage, either or. You can pearl up into the top left or top right corner of the portal room to take the pearl damage and take some full damage when you fall down. And then when you're at this hunger reset point, you've already used 2 pearls. You're just going to be able to hunger reset faster. Like, look, that was like, there were 2 pearls there that could have been overlapped with getting to the portal room once you'd confirmed where it was, right? And that using those pearls would have saved you time getting to the portal room as well. You might have forgotten about crossbow, but nerves, I guess. Um, I mean, just like a habit thing here, I always like to wait until the dragon is like doing his death explosion thing, because that's when its hitbox has no collision anymore. Because like, especially in 1 and 8, it's a lot easier to like have the dragon come in and intercept your pearl, and then you hit the dragon even though it's dead. You hit the dragon like 15 blocks above the ground, and then you could take full damage, right? Um, yeah, and then also with this pearl, I mean this one's fine, but like aiming away from the actual bedrock fountain, because especially the middle pillar, you can clip into it and get suffocation damage. It's also annoying. Um, and one more thing in the end, um, you wait for the dragon to spawn in, right, before throwing your pearl. It always loads in 20 ticks after the end dimension does. So as long as you throw your pearl straight away, and if you've got like a consistent, like, as long as loading into the end dimension is like consistent for you, and the dragon loads in, like those 20 ticks aren't like laggy or whatever. It's always like that 1 second delay. You never need to worry about getting the laggy pearl, right, or whatever. And then it like, because obviously you've probably seen clips of people throwing the pearl and then it like has no velocity and you get it like hit the side and you die or something, right? but you don't need to worry about that if the dragon, like, you can see the health bar load in as you enter like a second later. It's like the lag occurs when that dragon loads in, which is what which is why the pearls get low velocity. But as long as you throw the pearl sufficiently before then, you're fine. Okay, yeah, so that's the whole run. But as far as important things to pick up on, I'd say the pig punch in the center of Manhunt is really important, especially on dry housing. I'd say going back for the backup gold was like really just not the play on this seed. Just I'd go for the when you don't get enough obsidian like that and you're short a lot of obsidian. Going for the top chest was fine, but after that, you go for the like housing units chest. I mean, yeah, and then like the portal room, like using pearls in the stronghold as much as possible when you know you have the hunger reset. It's probably the other main thing. Oh, and I guess like looking around more while you're like overlapping mining in the like mining logs in the overworld. But yeah, it wasn't too many like major problems here. So good job on the run. Yeah, and then yeah, if you have any questions about what I've said here, just ping me in your thread, and I'll try and respond